Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBase.com. First of all, Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Welcome to this week's COT review, where we're going to be analyzing the first Commitments of Traders report of 2022. And as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials positions. But before we jump to the review, just wanted a brief reminder for those of you who are just joining in that here at COTBase.com, we offer a lot of educational material explaining to you what this report is all about and how you can analyze it. We have some very useful videos as well that will guide you through the analysis process, explaining to you all the details to know. So back to the review, and starting off with our first market, which will be feeder cattle. As you can see, it is on top of our list with a 48% change in commercials position. This is based on a 52-week look back period. On the chart, commercials are represented with a red color. Large speculators are green, and then we've got small speculators on a different scale chart with blue. So the change size is unquestionably large. It is the largest change, I would say, in the past 1 year. It is a bearish COT change signal, so large speculators decreasing their net long positions pretty significantly. Large speculators adding to their net long positions. So this change signal suggests we may see a bit of a weakness coming early next week. It is a short-term signal, of course, but if we move on to the 5 years chart, we get a chance to analyze the extreme situation in the market. The last major extreme, which actually is more visible on large speculators and small speculators chart over here, was back over here in November, signaling a buying opportunity in the market. You can go back in time and find another great example from October of 2020. So we have moved away from those levels. Are we at a bearish extreme? I think not. So there's plenty of space left, especially if you go back on this 5 years chart. If you look at commercials going down to net long territories, that would mean a more clear bearish signal. Moving on to our next market, crude oil, the Brent crude to be specific. We have a 28% change over there in commercials positions. You can see that change size, again, much greater than average and pointing downwards. So after this rally that we experienced this week, we are expecting a bit of a decline early next week. Of course, this based on a COT change signal that we have in the market right now. If we move on to the 5 years chart, you can see the extreme situation is becoming more bearish. You may see on this 5 years chart the most clear bearish COT extreme signal from October of 2018, and we are not that far away from those levels. So the most bullish extremes were witnessed somewhere here in early 2020, just before we reached a bottom in the market. And of course, as the market is rallying higher, we are not surprised to see traders shifting their positions accordingly. I'm not saying this is an extreme that's going to change the course of the market, and of course it's always hard to tell when a signal is ready to push the market in the opposite direction, but it's definitely showing an increase in stress levels. Another energy for this review, heating oil with a 15% change in commercials positions. Jumping to the 1 year chart, you can see that change size over there being a bit larger than average, but nothing huge. It is pointing in the same direction as we just saw in crude oil. So of course, correlating markets, we're not surprised to see correlating signals from the Commitments of Traders report. Moving on to the 5 years chart, you can see that we had a relative bullish extreme in December over here, after witnessing a more bearish extreme in October of 2020. So you can see actually even in the shorter term, a few weeks, let's say swing trading strategies, that the extreme analysis could be pretty helpful. Of course, you can definitely go back and see the most obvious extremes, let's say from 2017, this bullish extreme, commercials going net long. Then we had another good example back over here in 2018. Again, commercials going net long. So it's really simple if you look at the charts and compare them to the the major bottoms and tops in the market. Moving on to large speculators, COT Extreme, we've got the Euro-Japanese Yen currency pair on top of our list with an all-time COT Extreme in large speculators. Now, of course, I should point out that we are talking about a market that has limited COT history. So we're going back to only 2017. So it is a bullish COT Extreme, but I would definitely urge you to look at the Euro market and then the Japanese yen separately to understand the strength and weakness between these markets. Another currency, Australian dollar. Now, of course, we are talking about the Australian dollar measured in US dollars. Here we have another bullish all-time COT Extreme, suggesting that we could see even greater prices in the Australian dollar in the next couple of weeks and a month ahead of us. And last but not least, let's open the dollar index itself, where we have a bearish COT Extreme at 116 reports, which is more or less 2 years. So we got to go back 2 years to reach an extreme similar to the one we have right now. And by the way, it is actually a signal that was able to push the market lower. So it came at that top, and you can see it took the market about half a year to overcome that that top price over there. So again, it doesn't mean that we're going to have to expect the market to tank from here, but it does mean stress levels are building up and on the bearish side of the market right now. Now, for those of you who want a more in-depth and detailed COT analysis on a specific market, then you can definitely do that by coming here on the left side panel. You choose, let's say, the dollar index that we were just talking about, and you can definitely dig deep into your analysis and analyze any specific data set that you may be interested in. Let's say the small speculators net positions, and there you go. You can definitely go and do that. I should mention that we have some very useful indicators as well. The COT Base Pro, which includes everything that you see on the website, that, of course, that we analyze in these reviews, but you can actually do the analysis in your own NinjaTrader 8 platform. If you are somebody trading in a shorter time frame, or you're interested in how to enter or exit a specific investment or a long-term trade, you can definitely take advantage of the COT Base iCOT intraday indicator. I should point out that this is data that is our own data. It's not coming from the CFTC. We have some very useful example charts that will show you how this indicator works, but you can definitely already see on these example charts that the system, the signals are basically definitely based on the concepts that we use in COT analysis. This is, of course, a gold chart on a 1-minute candlestick chart. So very, very useful tool. A lot of explanation can be seen here on our website. If you want to understand more, we have some very useful videos as well that will explain to you how you can use this wonderful tool. I hope you enjoyed my review. I appreciate your attention, and I wish you a very good weekend, and I hope to see you in my next COT review. Take care. Goodbye.